Well, it's time to make this ship watertight. There's some really crusty concrete underneath this door kick, so it definitely doesn't land flush. So we filled that with foam. I'm letting that expand and dry. Then I'm going to trim all this off and then caulk it with some actual like exterior sealant. So that way this thing shouldn't leak, hopefully. But then the next big thing we got to tackle are these drains, and they are completely clogged. Like, this was all the stuff that I got out so far, but probably can't see in there, but just a couple inches down, it's just solid mud. Glug, glug, glug.
Bye, water.
Slowly but surely. Supposedly should be coming out of here. Nothing yet.
So it's been a few weeks since the Earth Discovery Institute was here. We forgot to show you what it looked like afterwards. Doesn't look like much now, but in this plot we have 6 native milkweed plants. They're very tiny. It's this little stick right here. Oh my goodness. Maybe this is a sign of life? I don't know. These milkweed plants are about a year old, and in March they should start coming up. The native milkweed is really important because it dies back in the winter, which helps reduce the number of parasites that would otherwise be living in the plants and harm the caterpillars and butterflies when they come by. But they also gifted us a couple of other native plants. Here we have little baby manzanita. Oh, he's so cute. And a sage. The really pretty leaves that already smell good. You want to tell us what we learned today?
That we had some very clogged drains.
We did. So I dug this out today.
Yes.
And it was draining the other day, eventually. But we learned where it goes. There is a fork or a hole that's coming off this direction and then one this direction. This one we know goes to the street because Bruce was helping power wash them out. You can see the water coming back through. This one was a surprise though. It was quite clogged up. We're like, where the heck does that go?
Someone previously just sleeved over it and just completely cut off that part of the drain.
It was not draining at all when it was
wasn't
raining the
draining
other
at
day.
all. It was just covered, but we took that out. So now we have a elbow thing here, and then right down here is a pipe that goes straight across the yard
To there.
So now we got to go to Home Depot or wherever and get basically like a 6-foot flange to bring this up to the ground level.
In other backyard news, I made a trip to the nursery the other day and got us some new plants. So first is this little one, which has been living in our backyard. It was in the mud puddle over there behind the trash cans, and plumerias don't like having their feet wet. So I dug it out. The roots are quite rotted, but I'm hopeful. Now it's got 2 little buds that it will come back with more drainage. Other things are a pomegranate, which was a bit of a not planned purchase totally, but I saw it, I looked it up earlier, and I wanted to have it because I love pomegranates. It's a red silk, and according to the tag you can keep it trimmed back to more of a dwarf size, so it's manageable for our size, a small yard. But the one I'm really excited about is this cute little dwarf peach tree. It's a pixie dwarf, and apparently they're good in pots. This will eventually go in the ground in the garden once I figure out how I want that laid out. But for now it should be happy. And here is a bare root tree, which I've never seen before. But hopefully it's happy. The branches look really good, a lot of little buds there. I'm super excited for these peaches eventually. Alex is doing yard cleanup.
What I found?
What did you find? Is that a glove?
It's a glove.
Ew.
All sorts of treasures in this backyard. Yet more plastic, styrofoam.
All of it floated up with the water. Maybe that's
Yeah, we're finding more and more trash in the dirt
Ugh.
as the rain brings it.
I found neosporin the other day.
You found Neosporin?
Yeah, I don't know what this round disc is. That's new to me.
That's pretty solid. Do you think it's a paper?
Maybe? Wow, archaeological digs in our backyard. It's the next day. Alex
Doesn't that
is
sound
doing
lovely? I'm shoving the hose in inch by inch. You could feel
Look at all the mud.
just how much mud is caked in there. It's like clay.
Ew.
Oh, I broke through.
Ooh, what a
Broke
moment.
through. Go check the other side. See
Okay.
if water's coming out.
See, there's the hole where it should be coming out. We don't see nothing. Ooh, noises.
Sewer snake.
It's not a sewer.
It got in up to here, so.
Oh my gosh. Should we lay it out across?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold that and then just lay it out.
Here to here.
So earlier,
We gotta go to there.
so before you came out,
Yes.
I started at that end and fed the hose in to see how far I got.
Yeah.
And it was about right here.
Oh, really? So we found
there's
the
something right here that's blocked.
issue.
So I think just a couple passes on each side,
Yeah.
we should be able to blast
get
it
it.
out. There's a lot of mud coming out of that end. Done some work on this side of the garage. Huge thanks to my mom and my sisters yesterday, which I don't think I mentioned, painted this entire wall for me. So now it's no longer just primered, it's actually painted. And it looks great, nice and fresh. And so, because it was painted yesterday, we took advantage of putting everything back on the wall. Got the shelves placed and leveled. Not only that, but we also have down below here a couple of brackets to hold the hitch hauler as well as the wheels too. There's a little bit of real estate there, so putting anything on the wall where I can. Got the helmets here. Right below it we have an old closet rack for the jackets, and with yet more scrap wood, I literally just wedged it in here and then drilled a couple of screws on each side to make just a tiny shelf right here for gloves.
Smoothed out the sand and found some pavers under there, which is kind of cool. Did a little bit of planting. Moved some plants around, planted a lot of bulbs. So at Home Depot I went a little crazy and got some ranunculus and lily and gladiolus, as well as some asparagus. So asparagus is in that pot, and then bulbs are scattered throughout. And we arranged the pots over here. We have the plumeria with some succulent leaves, and then a ton of the bulbs in there. Also did some cleanup and preparation for a stucco guy coming tomorrow. So when they put in this door, they just put concrete instead of real stucco over concrete right here. So he's going to fix that for us, and then do the waterproofing over on this side, which right now has spray foam. Some of it was there, some of it I fixed. So you need to pull back and go connect to the waterproofing system. So he'll work on that. We'll finish by painting. And then he's also going to chip out some of the stucco and the concrete right there so the walls can properly drain. Since Noodle got a taste of outdoors earlier, she's obsessed, and she's just been here waiting for her chance to escape into the yard and roll on the pavers again.
Well, here's the finished product of the stucco repair. Everything looks pretty good. Obviously it still needs to be painted. He did not do the painting, just did the touch-ups and everything. So now everything along this frame is nice and flush, and the other patch way up there, again, needs to be painted. But today, before the rain comes back, we're doing some irrigation stuff. With this one, it was sleeved in and completely blocked the outlet down here, so that needed to be fixed. So I got this 6-inch pipe. This is just a 2-foot extension basically, and I didn't have any flanges or couldn't find any flanges, so I actually just cut a ring off of it and then cut a section out to kind of make an internal inner diameter flange. So now it can just rest on top of that, which is cemented in, and now we have our extension. We'll probably have to cut it down. Storm's coming. Storm number 2. Starting to get windy. Well, it's starting to come down a little more. So far so good. Everything's dry here. Not as bad as it was last week, although we're still getting a bit of a river on this side yard here. This drain is still clearly clogged. Nothing's going through that. But so far, so good. Another garage update for this week. All week I've been chipping away at the walls in the garage, and as you can see from here over, or maybe you can see there's a lot of stuff on the wall. Everything's been primed and painted and fixed, so everything is a lot cleaner. And moving on to this side. Honestly, we should have done the walls before putting the shelf all together and all the stuff in here, but it is what it is, and so I'm going sections at a time right now, so focusing on this one. I just had to patch a few things right here. Behind here, it used to be really greasy, grimy, blue paint splatter everywhere, so everything's nice and clean now, and we'll keep going with the rest of it.